Alright, so they came out here camping. Shortest rappel ever. That's how the Geth came to be. Market. Let's go by this campfire and maybe we can find Ulia on our way north. A glance at the early section of the map where we started. We're missing a... What are we missing? We're missing a metal flower, maybe a vessel. A couple things from what might be in the earlier parts of the game. I don't know.
The Icemen coming!
Yo! Iceman, what's up? Blah, 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 Aloy, blah, 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 Meridian robot dinosaurs, blah, blah, blah! How fares the Iceman? Are you gonna have to go back to early sections of the game to find rats? At some point we're gonna need a few rat parts. Nice! Iceman, congratulations, your youngest high school graduation just got home. Congrats to you both.
These will keep.
Who's more excited? You're probably the most excited. She's probably the most scared. She already have plans for what's next?
Saving these for the trail. I already got rid of the bandits. I don't think it'll be hard to find this warrior.
Ah, I see.
I told you they would
Oh,
come.
nice. She's kind of tough.
Drive her into the dirt.
Look at how many arrows she's got stuck in her. She's not dead yet.
Yeah!
That was a little cheesy. She's lying there and I couldn't hit her. Yes, kill her, then talk to her.
No way we could have talked about this, huh?
All the Kaja did was talk. Talk and bleed. Talk and shackle me. And you fought like a Tanakh. I'd have taken you for my child.
The stranger attacks you,
Can't just
puts
take a child.
10 arrows in you.
Strong take from the weak. And in the taking, I'm made stronger. These stories pricked into my skin. Look. Children, riches, lives, and land. All of these have been mine. Drink of my
Cheers.
my blood, and they'll live on.
No, Ulia. I've got enough stories to
We're
carry.
not drinking your blood, Ulia. Last wish. Denied. So what are we doing up here? This isn't... She didn't die up here. She died somewhere else. That was just weird. Drink the blood.
I'd have to ditch something.
Drink the blood. Nope. Not really surprising there, but Iceman, the Switch is awesome to travel with. Yeah, yeah. All right, Rango, thanks for hanging out. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.
Might need that.
Quick save in. Surprisingly quiet over here. No machines. Definitely played a little bit yesterday. Nothing that was planned, you know, not streamed. Just did get in some Zelda and some Mario Kart yesterday. I don't know, Iceman, are you working normal day on Wednesday?
A killing machine that disappears into thin air. Just what the world needs.
Just what the world needs. Have you been playing? Going through the Grand Prix, practicing? You've been playing at all?
I'll find a use for you.
You still enjoying it, Zelda? Nothing but Breath of the Wild during the trip for you. It's just about the perfect travel game. Something you can spend 5 minutes or 5 hours in. Guess we're clearing out this corrupted zone. I never did get good at parrying in Breath of the Wild. I just saw Glintock's shadow. Wonder if we've got corrupted Glintocks around here. Yeah, corrupted Glintocks. Those'll be gnarly.
Gotcha.
We've gotten a critical strike there. Come on. That thing's dead. Oh, she almost took off on his back. Come on, you're on fire. Yeah, you should hit the ground when you're on fire like that. Boom! Woo! Alrighty, KG. Sleep well. Maybe there'll be some news tomorrow.
Mine included.
Hope we see you tomorrow. Have a good night. For us now. I don't think the override encourages them to actually follow you, though. If you override something and then go walking off. Ah, you know what? Where were we that I missed a, There was a bit of lore sitting somewhere. We were fighting earlier. I remember seeing it during a fight, and I forgot to go back afterwards. Did anybody else notice a symbol like that just an hour or so ago? Does anyone remember where that was? Beat Eats. An advert. Partial data corruption. Thanks for registering with Veet Eats. What's for dinner? Where's dinner? Who's coming to dinner? Up to you. Step 1, log into Veet Eats. Duh. Step 2, choose a menu. In the mood for Mexican, chiming for Chinese, savoring sushi, peaked for pizza. Any cuisine, any side or dessert you dream is yours for the taking. Or shall we say eating? Make your selection, and while the food printer is whipping up your vittles, move on to Step 3, choose a setting. Where do you want to eat tonight? 1950s diner rocking the jukebox tunes? Polynesian beach? Where's that cava colada? Heck, why stop there? Why not try one of our truly exotic deluxury settings? Fantasy banquet whilst watching dragon riders joust? Check. Glass bottom helicarrier hovering over raging volcano? Checkity check. Step 4, choose a skin. Sure, we love our friends and loved ones, but do we really have to stare at them and listen to them every darn meal? With Veet Eats, gulp down meets dress up. Is that your boyfriend smacking his lips across the table? Or is that Hollow Star Ryan Kasabian glowering at you with animal desire? Is that your kid screaming how she wants more nuggets? Or is that a blessedly restrained Madame Curie, expounding on the scientific and societal impact of her discoveries? Don't worry, Veet Eats automated systems are just as good at nugget serving and child monitoring as they are at noise canceling. Step 5, eat! This part you don't need help with, right? Are we right? Enjoy your Veet Eats meal experience. Yeah, there's at least one text data point we missed earlier. Because I saw it during combat. I don't think it was when we fought the behemoths. It was... it might have been before that. Here, bunny, 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 bunny. Razgrund. Capture Razgrund. Capture. Am I gonna have to tie him down with ropes? That's a proximity trap. What happens if we set it off? Didn't move. Shit.
Ho there! I thought they'd send soldiers. The mighty Carja Empire must be more strapped than I thought. How sad. No matter, bounty hunters die like the rest. Welcome to my ravine of death.
Are you serious?
Sadist, murderer, trapmaker. All these things. That's why they put me in that stinking hole. I'm curious. I don't suppose those behemoths are called to the prison killed Geneva.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Is that
Yeah.
Mercer Frey?
That's why I have my toys.
No, it's not.
Distract me from the pain. Still alive?
Yes?
Oh, you're a trickster.
Okay.
Not yet, little acrobat. Whoopsie!
Supposed to jump for that ledge? Nope. Ow. See, that ledge is grabbable. Can I go up here? There. There we go. Sounded like he collapsed something back behind him. But is he really over that way? Yeah. What's back over here? Something? Nothing?
No, it's the other way. Into the ravine.
Yeah, I know, but... like there's something interesting that way.
But you're not on fire yet. Persistent, aren't you?
You're gonna need to not stay in the water. Come on. Don't do that. Hop on out. Please hop out of the water. Damn. Damn it, stay on the rock. Yeah, like that. Thank you. It's a little overly scripted when you're supposed to capture someone and he stands there and lets you shoot arrows through him. Yeah, Had to have been a better way to handle that. Can you get out on that little rock? On guard! He is invincible! That one got me. That was solid.
Easy does it. Mind your fingers.
Fun. What, far side of this rock. That doesn't look grabbable. Got the log dropped across here. Get us to. If I can jump across over to here. No, we already climbed. Didn't we already climb that? Up and over. Ah, not the dive! Damn it. I think I see a different way up, though. If that's a handhold. Come up here. Here.
You got me. No more traps. Tell Geneva I'll be a good boy.
He's
from
holding
now
a
on.
thermal detonator!
You expect me to believe that? What's in your hand?
Oh, this? Oh, just a little... Oops.
Did he just take himself out?
I guess he died doing what he loved.
What the hell? That was straight weird. One of the most bizarrely scripted encounters in the game. To me. He did. He took himself out. What was that about? He saved you an escort mission. Let's look on the bright side. He saved us an escort mission. Woohoo! 3 cheers for that. But it was very weird. No doubt. We're in a spot for a pretty good view, even if there's no vantage. Could be a spot to rappel down over here, though. What's the last story mission that's been done? Probably had to do with going to Meridian. Let's take a look. If you don't want to hear anything about the story, plug your ears for 30 seconds. We are still on 2 main quests. Field of the Fallen, go to meet Erend at Red Ridge Pass, and find Olin at the excavation site that was marked on his map. So yeah, we did not go north from Meridian. We got to Meridian and then went south and east and then west through the valley here. So we're not that far, really. We're mid-30s. What are we? Level, I mean, come on. We're level 38, halfway to 39, and we're doing story quests in the teens and 20s. Not that I have a problem with being OP. Level cap is 50, if I remember correctly. Yeah, man, someone looked it up. Who looked it up? Anyways, yeah, that's what I was told, 50. So does the map in this act like Dragon Age Inquisition? How do you mean, Rivali? How do you mean? What's really cool about the map, even though you cannot tilt the camera, is that it has depth. It is 3D. You can even see overhangs from cliffs that mask other parts of the map depending on where you're looking. Very, very cool map. Well, let's hop over to Meridian. Let's go turn in part of the Hunting Lodge quest. Not much between here and there. Let's just jump right there. So yes, Rivali, as you walk through the fogged areas of the map, they uncover little by little, but if you get to the really tall, the tall necks, and you override the tall necks, you can download the map that they're carrying around with them. Get a large part of the map uncovered.
Not getting any cooler.
Yep, like a mix. Whoa, everyone's looking at me. Why are you all looking at me? What do we have here? Data point, the liberation, a scroll. Oh, a lengthy scroll. Scroll of parchment stamped with wax seals. That looks pretty lengthy. Liberation of Meridian. You want to hear it? The Liberation of Meridian. An official account ascribed by the reckoners of the Sun Priests and marked with the emblems of truth by exacting Varan, who witnessed these events. In the 21st year of the 13th Sun King, Jiran's reign, the twilight time of his madness, the Sun King's own favored heir was put to death. The radiant Kadaman's crime was to demand an end to his father's acts of bloodshed, and his sacrifice set that end in motion. Jiran's second heir, the radiant Avad, fled Meridian at dusk with his honor guard. Soldiers loyal to him over the Sun King. All night they traveled northwards, knowing that come the dawn they would be branded as traitors and marked for death. So it was that when Jiran made that proclamation, they had already traveled far, and in time they did reach the edge of the Sundom and crossed into Oseram territory. For Avad was canny and planned to negotiate terms with the Oseram. He knew he had an ally among them, Ursa, a fierce Oseram warrior with whom Avad had a long and unusual history. 2 years earlier, Ursa had been brought to Meridian as a captive, destined for sacrifice. But she survived the Sun Ring, killing 2 kestrels by her own hand. Thus did she earn the honor of being made a palace slave, and in this role came to know Prince Avad. A rare friendship was formed, and Avad conspired to free his friend, who returned at once to the Oseram homeland. Now, desperate for allies, Avad sought out the Oseram he had helped to free. Ursa had ties to the warlords and freebooters who resisted the Red Raids. With Ursa's might and Avad's keen strategy, they could raise a warband and move to overthrow Jiran. And as a rightful heir to the throne of the Sun, Avad hoped to inspire many of his people to rebel, so sparing Meridian from a drawn-out war. After months of preparation, Avad and his allies crossed the border and marched on Meridian. As word of their advance spread, many Karja soldiers fled back to the city, lay down their arms, or even joined the Liberators. Yet wise Avad knew that Jiran's faithful would defend Meridian to the last man, even sacrificing the lives of its citizens if it would hold the holy city against siege. He found kestrels and city guard already set on the walls, ready to face the arrow and shot. But Avad's Oseram allies had brought new weapons never seen beneath the sun, thundering cannons strong as machines. Avad permitted them to fire their salvos on the outer walls, bringing many defenders down with great carnage. As the smoke cleared, the liberators attacked in 3 groups. One scaled the walls beneath the Temple of the Sun, another took to the aqueducts of the palace, while the main force overcame the barricaded city gates with cannon fire. These were the final blasts fired at the holy city, as Avad forbade any further destruction. In the streets, too many scenes of brutality and chaos played out to recount. Among the terrible miasma of blood and smoke, the Sunring slave pits were opened, and hundreds spilled out, desperate to escape. Many of Jiran's supporters seized their chance to flee with this flood of unfortunates. The day had turned, and seeing his forces much reduced, the Sun King Jiran ordered his trusted kestrels take Itamen, his sole remaining heir, from the city. Helis, Terror of the Sun, cleaved a path through Meridian from east to west, striking down all in his way, ally and foe alike. The savagery of Helis and his kestrels could not be matched, and so it was that Itamen, his mother, the Dowager Queen Nasadi, and the High Sun Priest Bahavas escaped. Avad confronted Jiran in his solarium. He had hoped his father would answer for his crimes honorably, but seeing this could not be so, with great anguish he struck him down. As the murder of a true Sun King is an unthinkable act, and surely would plunge the world into shadow, Jiran's death proved that the Sun had renounced his legitimacy. Yes, Sun had turned to shadow on the throne of Meridian, and it was Avad's light that drove the shadow out to the west, where it remains to this day. So was the cycle of things corrected in this, the first year of the reign of the 14th Sun King, the Radiant Avad. Not bad. Wax seals! Wax seals! No! Someone call Peter!
See the steel for the glare.
A weird supply crate just sitting there.
He's trying to hold it together.
Ooh, that made me a little dizzy. Mad Sun King. Apparently it's story time. The reign of the Mad Sun King. Be warned, reader, that as a true account of the Mad Sun King Jiran's acts, these glyphs are blotted in blood. Blotted in blood. Truly, the savageries committed can barely be recounted, so pray to the cleansing sun for yourself and the teller of these tales. You will learn of the grievous wounds inflicted on foreign lands and the reaping of sacrifice, the Red Raids, where the Mad Sun King would order a whole generation cut from each village so they might more willingly supply sacrifices and be harder pressed to field fighting men on the next raid. The Utaru, who sought to appease with gifts of grain, were slaughtered in such number that upon the following harvest, the maize grew black and blue with the blood of the dead. Against the Oseram, the Terror of the Sun piled the corpses of their fallen up to the walls of their villages, so his kestrels might clamber upon the dead to enter. And in the valley of the barbarian Nora, terrors of the savage east, such savagery ensued that the trees were drooped with corpses, hung as grim warnings. Should you wish to read of the Mad King's depredations against his own people, your curiosity will not go unsated. Within are accounts of the deaths of those sentenced to the Sun Ring, listed in such detail you might think it reported by their own chattering skulls, once piled outside the city gates. Nor will you find a more harrowing account of his massacre of the Hunter's Lodge. Reading these accounts, you might imagine yourself among its brave hawks as they fought to the last, bloodying the sand from dawn till dusk. Or perhaps in the crowds, as the loosed behemoths careened through the stands with the crashing of wood and bone. The clashing of bone and sinew. Hurt me more! All this crazed bloodletting did the mad Sun King take in with his pitiless gaze. Indeed, he would not even look away from the goring of his own son in that ring of death. Yes, fair-haired Cataman of the Dawn's Rising, so degraded and doomed for the crime of standing against his father. Such a true and complete account of the mad Sun King Jiran's miseries cannot be found in the history annals or heard from the reckoners of the Sun Priests. It is with a heavy heart that I scribe these events, leaving out no shocking detail, but my debt is to history and to you, brave reader. That was a good one. Tell me more! Did we have any more, we might have some turn-ins, collectibles. I've already turned in set 1 of the flowers and set 1 of the figures. We don't have any other sets yet. We're one vessel short from each of the first 2 sets, and we're 1 flower short of set 3. Hey, Sebor. Do you like?
Everyone needs a
Do you
splash
like?
of color in their lives.
Here's
Come,
to Vade.
let's talk it
He
over.
may dress a bit too fancy, but he's made a place.
Is he murdering the cat?
Bet you were still wearing Sickness Eater. But it matters in town. Sebor, did I say hello out loud or just in my head? Hello. Assis, this guy's a real... Yeah.
I thought I told you.
I'm here to present trophies to the Sunhawk of the Lodge. 3 Sawtooths, 2 Ravagers, and a Stalker for good measure.
I suppose Talana helped you with this.
I brought these down myself. Will you accept them?
Fine, yes. I accept them. But tell Talana she should stop playing with sludge if she wants to get Redmaw.
A reward box for that. Well, let's see if I have room enough to hold the stuff from these reward boxes. Ridgewood, metal shards, lens, Ridgewood, shock coil, damage coil, watcher heart, sparkler, shards, 25% resist fireweave, and a lancehorn heart. Now I have 2 skill points, and we could pick up balanced aim or combat override. Huh. Maybe combat override. Maybe combat override. I know I want to get strong strike plus, and leader strike eventually, but go for longer overrides. Fast reload. I thought I was gonna get that a long time ago. Keep picking up other stuff. Talada! You a fan, Iceman? She's still standing over here? What's she doing?
When I gave him my trophies, Assis said you should be spending more time finding Red Maw than helping me.
That bunghead isn't wrong. But there isn't time to
Bunghead.
find Redmaw right now. You're gonna help with something else.
Oh? And what might that be?
Meet me outside.
Can't talk about it in here. Hush, hush.
It's nice. Glad I.
Where are you going?
Long time.
You want to help? Here's someone who needs it. Go ahead, Elsadi.
I live in Lone Light, northeast of here. I barely escaped because Glint Hawks attack anyone who ventures out. We have so few shards. Will you help? We have nowhere else to turn.
Well, you're asking
Sometimes
for
members
money.
receive an honorarium for the hunt. Assis should have accepted this one, but he refused. The price was too low.
How generous.
In the past, I would have gone with Takas to handle this. And what say you and I take it on? I'll meet you at Lone Light.
What about Redmaw?
Are you in or not?
All right. I'll meet you there as soon as I can.
Would you like to buy something today? Regret not stopping when you're in the thick of it.
Matthew, it's going to be a while before we can do another 24-hour stream. June or July at the earliest. And I just had spinal surgery 9 weeks ago. My bones are still knitting. No way I could do a 24 right now. We haven't even done a 12 yet. We're gonna have 12s before we get anywhere near 24s. But I'd like to. You know I'd like to. But want to and can are not always in agreement. And S7 says 9, 9, 9, only 18. With hour-long breaks. Hour-long breaks are the stream is over and will be resumed. That's an hour-long break is the stream ends and starts again anew. That's something else entirely. What are we gonna do with a little bit? There you go. Yeah, Sebor, I had a spinal fusion. Herniated disc in the fall. That's what we were having. That's why the stream has been so spotty. November, December, January, February, March. Why there were basically no long streams. Why we got stuck doing a lot of point-and-click games. Had a herniated disc in my neck. It was screwing up my left arm and just causing a whole lot of pain. And everything else they tried didn't work, so in March, I went under the knife. Cut my neck open, pushed my airway aside so they can go in and do all that stuff. So yeah, still healing from that. We don't have a lot of time left today. No matter what the uptime says, we've actually been going almost 6 hours. We're gonna wrap soon. And I'm wondering if we should, what can we do in 20 minutes without getting all caught up in something major here? Sun's Climb, Lake Shrine. Guess we could try to go find Gavan. Find Gavan. Let's try it. Let's jump to this campfire. We'll go west, see if we can find Gavan. Gavan.
There's a thunderjaw in the south that can destroy a village.
Although if we've got a vantage just north of here, that's awful tempting. See if we can find that vantage first. We can rappel off of that tree. Which would make it likely that the vantage is on this side somewhere. I see a place to climb. Yeah, Sevor, it's a lot less ouch than it was. Oh shit. Why'd you... She just stopped climbing on the tiny little shelf. A risky place to stop climbing, Aloy. Very risky. There we go. Oh, this'll be a good one. This'll be a good one. So, if by some chance you haven't seen much of this stream or the game, and you're not familiar with what the Vantages do, we're at some point in the future, and we've been finding a lot of lore from the 2100s. The game seems to take place in Colorado, or at least some of it in Colorado. And these Vantages let us look into the past, as well as get a bit of an audio log and an extra text log. So for each of these Vantages, you can see a glimpse of what was. So in the past, this city, Meridian, which is a city of the present, was just a mesa. This was wilderness, and those look like jets flying by.
Apaka Shitstorm Tour, Day 9. I was setting up my tent right here when Wyatt's call came through. I came as fast as I could, but you'd already slipped into a coma. We never got a chance to say goodbye.
The same person, whoever that is, the same person has been leaving all of these audio logs that go with the Vantages. Your Mother's Cradle. But we had Air Combat Academy near Mother's Cradle. Colorado Springs near Devil's Thirst. That one I finally realized we were in Colorado. It's possible I went by that one and didn't realize we were in Colorado, even though it's labeled that way. When we got to Red Rocks, and it might have been that one, which is not, Red Rocks is not in Colorado Springs, but we basically got a glimpse of Red Rocks Amphitheater. One of these. Yeah, that one. Sterling Malkeet Amphitheater. It's basically Red Rocks. Which one did we just get? Eagle Canyon. Not in Colorado. Hi, Ma. My plan was to go camping here after the Amos 15 launch. I've been working overtime for the past 9 months, so I was pretty frazzled and figured I should take a weekend to relax before the crunch started up again. I was setting up my tent when Wyatt's call came through. He said it was an emergency. I called a lift spin vert and made it to Denver General in less than 27 minutes. I was too late. You'd already slipped into a coma. I didn't understand how that could be, but when I told Wyatt to explain, he just kept choking up, waving me towards the care station. So it was a holodoc that broke the news. You'd been diagnosed a year earlier. The adverse reactions to gene therapy and polymer vascular replacements, the 6 months of mobile dialysis. I couldn't believe you'd kept it all secret from me. Even at the height of crunch, I called you once or twice a week. So you just sat there listening to me enthuse about my latest project or complain about workplace politics, and all the while you were dying? It didn't make sense. I marched back to Wyatt, cornered him, and demanded that he explain. He said that you hadn't wanted to distract me, that I was doing important work and needed to focus. You know, as though the latest Amos launch and the palladium and rhodium it'd bring back to Earth mattered more than the Ma who was already here. Wyatt kept saying how proud you were of me. He even parroted that onwards and upwards phrase of yours. He said I should get back to work, and that's what you would have wanted, that he'd stay at the hospital and keep me informed. I didn't go back to work. I called in. It took arguing my way past 2 supervisors, a labyrinthine automated HR menu, human resources AI, and an anal defensive benefits executive to activate my personal leave, but I did it. And then I sat at your bedside for the next 7 days. I kept thinking of the hospital after my OD at the amphitheater, Kept thinking that if you came out of the coma, I wanted my face to be the first thing you saw. On the 8th day, they pronounced you dead. After the funeral, I went back to work, but I wasn't really there. I kept telling myself to focus, that it was okay to be there. It was what you would have wanted after all. Onwards and upwards. But my work fell behind. When my supervisor called me in for an emergency review, I told myself to play it cool, accept the criticism, and promise to do better. It didn't go like that. I snapped and shouted at him, and then broke down, sobbing uncontrollably. 2 minutes and 3 sec drones later, I was standing outside the Faro building, blinking in the sunshine, straightening my bunched up clothes. An alert on my focus indicated that I should go home for the day, then report for a disciplinary review on Monday. My focus. That might have been the first mention in any of these of the focus. Aloy has her focus, that she found as a child. But I didn't go home. Another idea had risen up in my mind, already fully formed. I guess I'd already been thinking of doing it for a while. I took a lift spin to Pioneer Park. 10 minutes of asking around and a truth test to show I wasn't a cop was all it took to make a connection. I went home with the drugs, started using, and didn't stop. Duster, snake, skydive, overcast, no razor wing at least. I didn't take calls, didn't show up for the disciplinary review on Monday morning. A friend stopped by and hammered the door until I answered it. When he saw what was happening, he staged a one-man intervention. I agreed to go into treatment, but I didn't harbor any illusions. Use of personal leave was bad, but use of psych, SA leave, career suicide. Sure, they couldn't legally fire me for it, but I'd been around FAS long enough to know that they'd find a way. My career was over. I thought I was at rock bottom, but I was wrong, of course. I still had a long way to fall. Well, there's our glimpse of the past. Hey, Mega Goat! Yeah! Yeah! Lurker, rent payment, woohoo! Hey, big hype, thank you! Mega Goat, thank you so much! That was very generous of you. Lurker love, Lurker love. Lurker love, baby, yeah! Yeah! Lurker after my own heart. I think this is it. This is our time for now. I think we should wrap. We should jump in on someone and say, hey, who's doing what? What is Dead Cells? Rage Mage is playing Dead Cells? We dropping on Rage Mage? I have no idea what Dead Cells is. Looks like maybe a top-down bullet hell, something like that. Good night, Neum. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the awesome company here today. I hope you all had fun. We're off to maybe our final week of Horizon. I have a feeling we might wrap on Saturday. If the timing works out, might plan for that. Today was a good day. Glad to hear it. Nice, man. Cheers. Sebor. Yeah, you know, we got to wrap sometime. We had a good 6 hours today. You know what? This marks the start of 6 hour schedules back on the stream. We're back. 6 hours is going to be our regular stream. 2 breaks. Yeah. So, you know, no 24s yet, but we're back up to a regular 6. Next thing you know, we'll be having some special 12s, maybe on weekends. It's awesome. It's good. All right, let's drop in on Rage Mage. If you don't already know Rage Mage, he's an excellent streamer, and the Rage Nation is a hell of a fun place to be. I don't know Dead Cells, but drop in, show him some love, give him a follow if you don't already know him. Check him out, and if you see what you like, definitely give him a follow. Matthew, Chronic, Twixor, cheers everyone. I bid you good night. I'll see you on the other side.